So ready for Val.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Obviously, a huge season last year, but the slate is wiped clean and getting ready to start. So, how do you feel personally going into kind of a season that's kind of got a high benchmark?
Well, we have a lot of new talent this year with Sam, our transfer, and then 7 freshmen. So, just really looking forward to seeing what they do and seeing what they bring to the team.
Last year was technically your first full season, so in college. So what's changed for you, if anything, from last year to this year? How do you feel going into this season?
I think there's experience. I threw 200 something innings last year, so I have all those innings under my belt. And then also in December, I went and played with USA, and so that was a lot of good experience too, just playing with different people and just kind of feeding off of them and learning from them.
What edge does that give you getting ready for the start of the season, and then obviously a very competitive ACC schedule?
I think just in general, just being a pitcher and a hitter gives me an edge that other people don't have. A lot of pitchers don't have the mindset of a hitter. A lot of pitchers don't have the mindset of a hitter, and a lot of hitters don't have the mindset of a pitcher. So I have both of those. So I really like to use those two to kind of feed off of my game.
And for the team in general, kind of, what's the whole mindset of getting ready for this season, and then being ready to defend an ACC championship?
All the stuff we did last year was great, and it was awesome, and all the preseason honors that we've gotten is really good recognition. But that stuff, it's preseason, and it doesn't matter. And so just really focusing within our team and staying within ourselves and doing, we have high expectations and higher than anybody's gonna put on us. So just focusing, just more like internal on our own expectations.
You mentioned all the innings you threw last season. Do you like, as a competitor, do you like having the ball in those situations, game on the line, high stakes, things like that?
This year I went through our schedule and I underlined every game that I want to throw, and it's a lot, and I know I'm not necessarily going to throw all those games, but, every big game, I want that game.
Yeah. Have you told the coach, this is what I want to throw?
They know.
What I want to throw?
Yeah.
Well, so going back to your recruitment and when the coaching change happened at Delaware, Clemson was just starting as a program. I'm sure you probably had other options, but what was it about Clemson? How did you hear about them, and what made you ultimately decide on Clemson?
So Coach Jamison had recruited me before I committed to Delaware.
Okay.
So I was already familiar with him. And then when I decided to reopen my recruitment, my head coach for my travel ball team, kind of told me about Coach Rittman and Clemson. And so they reached out to me, and I ended up coming to a camp here, and I loved it.
Okay. What was it about specifically when you came here that sold you on Clemson?
I couldn't find something I didn't like about school, about the coaches, about the program, about the vision that they had. And then again, being so competitive, just being able to be a part of a first-year program and, have the opportunity to set records, break records, and all that.
What do you think? When you hear like preseason All-American, Valerie Cagle, like what goes through your mind? Did you ever think you would sort of blow up this as fast as you have in your time here?
It's kind of hard to know what to expect.
Yeah.
Like Coach Rittman was saying earlier, you don't know how somebody's going to transition, and I didn't know how I was going to transition. But again, like I said, that stuff doesn't mean anything until you get to postseason. And all those actual, All-American awards come out and all that. So it's really nice to be recognized for that, but again, that's not the focus.
Yeah. So what has been your development? Where are you now compared to when you got here? What's sort of been the steps that you've taken to get to this level?
I think the biggest thing is just not focusing so much on the physical side of things, and focusing a lot more on the mental side, and how to control, when something doesn't go right, or just those kind of situations, instead of just focusing on physical performance.
As a pitcher, what's sort of the next step? What are you doing working on this offseason, sort of improve going into this year?
Just getting sharper with the pitches I already have, just, making sure I'm really hitting spots and just nothing fancy, just keeping it simple.
Yeah. Coach mentioned your command is a big part of your game. Has that always been something, ever since you started pitching that you worked on and tried to hone?
So I was not very good at hitting spots until I got here because I could get away with throwing hard in high school.
Right.
So when I got here was really when I had to work on that.
Yeah. Who really helped you the most on staff to do that? Was it all the coaches, or is there one coach in particular that sort of helped you with that?
With pitching?
With command and location and emphasizing that?
Coach Jamison for sure. He's our pitching coach. He works with us in bullpen, so definitely him for that.
Yeah. What's your most effective pitch, do you feel like?
I drop ball.
Okay.
Anything else, Valerie? Okay.
Thank you, Valerie.